As we journey back through the history books with Halo Mega, we find ourselves at the very beginning. 2009, Halo Wars: The Authentic Collector's Series. And if we want to go back even further, we're looking for prototype imagery of the figures and sets before the line was even fully revealed. And believe it or not, the answers lay in the Halo Wars Primer Strategy Guide. In this guide lay the foundations to Halo Mega, including prototypes never seen before. Let's check it out for the archive. So this information was first brought to my attention by Mega Construx News on Instagram and Twitter. They are the #1 source for all your up-to-date Mega news, and they have a crossover account, Mega Construx Throwback, on Instagram, going over all the original Mega Bloks lines, Halo included. Immediately I had to buy myself a copy, and actually the eBay seller took a while to ship this because his wife went into labor, so congratulations to them. This is actually so legit with that little holographic sort of foil. And on the back there, you can see a really cool design for the Hellbringer. And there are tons of really cool details that I can go over here. But first of all, this video is brought to you by the domains Halo Marketplace. This is our limited edition run. We're actually just about to launch a new run, so this is going to be limited for now. This is the Mega Schism, our gorgeous print with certificate of authenticity and this gorgeous Halo Wars Arbiter sticker. Limited to 200. Gorgeous design. This one's numbered number 27. And this was a big moment. I mean, Halo 1 to 3 was the definitive trilogy. It was really the end of the line, but then they went back to the beginning to Harvest and just filled in so much lore. And really, Halo Wars, I think, it was a very special part of people's childhoods. This was the first time that you saw original Spartans in action. The best example of large-scale battles, because Halo is, at its core, large-scale battles, and I think that's what a lot of the merchandise has lost sight of these days, that we're talking about massive battles. That's when Halo is at its best, when it's a desperate fight for survival. That's why, essentially, with Halo Infinite, they took it back to fighting the Banished, right? Because that was, again, just another desperate fight for survival. If you turn to the very back, like it was sort of tradition at the time, Halo would advertise their upcoming licenses. And it's really something that I don't know whether it's the complication of like Microsoft licensing these days, but it's just not something you see now. On Halo Waypoint, there used to be a merchandise section. It just kind of seems to have been lost. These are very unknown McFarlane figures. They're only about that big. I own a few of them. Contact Harvest, Ghosts of Onyx, pretty epic there. And then we go over to the back, also Justice for Thrall Slayer. We never got him in the Halo fanboat, and I'm still hurt about it. A Halo soundtrack advertisement, and then the big one, the original Mega Bloks. And thank you very much for making it to this point. I just wanted to fill you in with some of the lore, but let's have a look at this. This is actually crazy. So this is coming this fall. This would have been in 2009. It's got the 2009 stamp. Clearly, whenever they printed this, was not ready to be showcased yet, because these are pure prototypes. I think they were literally just whatever Mega could knock up into an advertisement, and we're obviously going to extract this out of the book, because we have to take a proper look at this, and I'm also going to frame it. And it's really kind of crazy that you can own basically the very first prototype image of Halo Mega for just about $10, because this manual is not expensive. You can pick this up very easily and then own a piece of history. I'm gonna tidy it up a little bit. I'm gonna straighten it out with a guillotine. Beautiful piece of Halo Mega history. These are the first ever prototypes that we've seen for this line. Look at that thing. It's kind of crazy that all the way back then, we're looking at a Halo 3 Master Chief, right? Like, I think that's gotta be a Halo 3 helmet. And, oh man, the craziest thing about this by far is that this is toy photography. So these sets exist. Like, these are real prototypes that exist somewhere. Mega, please share them. I have a list of all the other early prototypes, and I'll be sharing them in a video very soon, over the next week or two. We've got these EVAs. It's kind of strange to me that they'd go for EVAs as the prototype. I mean, maybe they'd seen some like early protos of the Hellbringer, the Flame Marine, because the Flame Marine ended up being, you know, an integral part of the original line. So maybe they saw prototypes of that and they based their initial prototypes on EVAs? I don't know, because they were similar to Flame Marines. I don't have all the answers here, but you can see that little mark on the sort of middle of the helmet there that clearly indicates it was meant to be an EVA, and some jolted out shoulders as well. Really strange. We've got the SMG. I think that's an assault rifle. This is kind of crazy. I assume that's also an assault rifle, but it's got a really weird sort of nose to it. Oh my goodness. Right, so how many weird things can we spot in this? Because this was clearly knocked together, probably a very early mock-up. This might have been an early mock-up that Mega showed 343 for approval on the line, what would have been Bungie at the time. I don't know, because look at the background here. Is that not the purple grunt from the Mini McFarlane range that I just mentioned? I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the background there. I know it's meant to simulate a war going on in the background, but that looks very chaotic. I really don't know what that's meant to be in the background. But either which way, we've got, yeah, coming this fall, Halo Wars. This Banshee, it's something. That's a Banshee that exists. It's still got some of the similar pieces, like those look like almost the final edition. But this nose, this front is not what I'd send to production. But hey, I mean, these are prototypes. What can you do? Also, shout out to that absolute beast. That must be a piece. Like, I'll put money on the fact that that's a piece from like some alien agency piece. Like, that'll be used for something in Mega already. Like, a lot of the time when they make prototypes, they just knock together, you know, using any pieces that they have. But there's some really cool features on this. The turbines look hand-painted, and we don't get that kind of level of detail on the turbines for many years after this you know, original aerial ambush release. We've got what is essentially the aerial ambush there. We've got the original Warthog, and then we've got this turret, which kind of ended up being in that Warthog set. So like, I think this is essentially the Warthog and the aerial ambush, or the early prototype. In terms of the figures, that Halo 3 Master Chief is crazy. That EVA is equally crazy. That shoulder piece with the black dots is pretty rad. And then let's talk about this Warthog. The Gatling gun looks like what eventually became the Rocket Warthog piece, but turned on its side. A lot of that Warthog seems quite similar to the final build. This Warthog seems a little more bulked out. It's nice. I would love to own that prototype. I would give anything to own these prototypes. They're absolutely sick. And then we've got the Elite on this turret. The turret is quite similar. It's missing like the top guard section. As Tower of Ultimate Doom mentioned, that Elite looks like it's just mad chilling. It does not want to be there. The turret looks like it's kind of been slapped down on the floor as well with dust coming off, which is a bit strange. Really strange, like really, really dope. I'm gonna be framing this on the wall. And I did promise I was gonna show off some other posters. So we've been finding out recently that in Halo novels, there are sometimes Mega Bloks, Mega Construx advertisements. So I'm trying to track them all down and then extract them out of the books so I can make a complete, you know, list for the archive. Because as I mentioned, this archive is covering absolutely everything. That includes every single promo asset ever. And I know this is like getting super technical and nerdy with it. It's like, why do you care if this isn't a magazine? I do, okay. And then we have these two here, which are really fun. They came in different novels. I've also been piling together a load of others. If you have Halo novels at home, scour through them, find out what you can find out, and let us know. And then this one is the prototype, because this is celebrating the fan choice winner from Halo Fest. There was a vote between a Forerunner structure, a Spirit dropship, and the Countdown. Countdown won and became a set. Halo Fest was for the 10th anniversary of Halo CE, and this is coming out in fall 2012. But if you look closely, there's a Master Chief on there, which is kind of strange because this is obviously based off of the mission in Halo Reach where George and Noble Six jettison off to outer space. But this is sort of leading into this theory that I have about early Halo Mega, where anytime they had a new prototype or a prototype figure or a paint app they wanted to test, they would do it on the original base, you know, Unity Spartan, because that was what they had to hand. That was like their legacy, made sense. Also, that's advertising the Jada collectible diecast. They were short-lived, but pretty cool. 2020, 2014, 2012, and the original 2009. I'm gonna get this beautifully framed, and you should too. Like, you can grab this on eBay. Just search up the Halo Wars Primer Guide and you can get one for yourself and frame this epic piece of original Halo Mega lore. So this was another video with the domain. Stay tuned to the archive, and thank you so much to my premium members. You can gain access to loads of perks, including early video access and special behind the scenes sneak peeks and a ton more. And thank you to my master builders, Recon Production 117 and Callsign Dagger. See you in the next archive video and this really cool original promo with just, once again, the most dope Halo 3 Chief. Like, please, Mega, reach out. I need to see this prototype. Is signing off in all of its glory. See you next time, folks.
Deliver that package safely, Sergeant.
Keep the coffee hot. I'll be back before you know it.